Hi and welcome to this screencast number 6 about using GOODF. The topic is divisionals and general combinations. So first off, there are two types of divisionals and generals. The older style that are defined in the ODF file, or the newer built-in combinations, both divisionals and generals, that exist in GrandOrgue itself, and you only reference to them in the ODF. Say that I want to use them instead. And for the general use case, one should use the built-in versions of the divisionals and generals, as they are more capable than the ODF ones, and they are less error prone and less difficult to set up. There are, however, use cases for the built-in or for the ODF based divisionals or generals, and that's when you want to define fixed combinations or model fixed combinations in an organ. For instance, you have a tutti or strings or soft or forte or anything that you have an organ that has some button that will activate a certain sets of stops, and the user cannot really alter them. Then the ODF defined versions are a good candidate for such things. So I will show both versions. And I will begin with the GrandOrgue built-in versions of the combinations. So at first I will have a look at the display metrics, and I set 10 button columns in the middle part, and I will set one extra draw stop row to get the extra button row a bit higher up from the manual. Yeah, that should be fine, I think. So we will start with creating generals. And for that, I go to the available setter elements. I have the panel I want them on selected, and I select general XX. And then a combination number spin control activates. So I will create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's stay with 5 at the moment. You could add as many as you want to really display, but I will just have 5 this time. So I will go to this general, and I will say that it should be in row 100, which is where the additional extra rows start. Okay, so 100 and in 1, 100 and in 2, 100 and in 3, 100 in 4, 100 and 5. So this will then look like this. Okay. That's the general combinations. Nothing more needs to be done with them. So we will create a few divisionals too. So we go down to setter divisional here and select them. And then you have to choose for which manual you want to create them. And this is tricky. The divisionals start at number 0, which is actually 1. You have to keep that in mind. So we create 1, 2, 3. And this is for the pedal, and we create for the manual 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the pedal should be displayed in row 0. And the manual, first manual should be in 1 as it is here. So 1 and 2, 3, like that. So we have a look at it, and it looks like this now. So these are the divisionals built-in GrandOrgue versions for pedal and for the manual. And these are general combinations. So we can test them. We load, first off we need to save the organ file, and then we can reload it in GrandOrgue. And we can test it. So for the first, we need a set to be active, and for the first I will store only the subbus, and for the second I will store both of them like that. So and it's not working. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Great. I forgot an important thing, which ties in with the last screencast actually. Very good that I made this mistake. So in order to have the switches, because now these are switches, they are not normal stops. To have them function in the combinations, one should specify them for that manual. So for the pedal I will add the subbus switch and the coupler switch. Okay, and for the manual I will add the GOODF switch and the tremulant switch, like so. Now we save it by writing it out. I reload it in GrandOrgue. And now we can test it again. I set, activate, store, remove the set, and now we have this functioning. Okay, and for the manual we could do the same. Store the set. Can even have an empty one first. GOODF and GOODF and tremulant is the third. Okay. Remove the set. Okay, works. And as a general, we can store like this. And they work as they should. For fun, let's add a few setter elements while we're at it. Maybe set should be at the first here, and the general console here. So we can do that quite easily. By going to the main panel, we add a general console and we add a set. So then I will need to move the divisionals a bit for the manual. I start at 3 maybe. And then I will put the set, display as piston, yes, I want that. And I want to override what's displayed. So just an S, I write here. And in 1.1, okay, and the GC, display as piston. And I want it in row 1 and column 10. Like so. And we can have a look at that. Should look like this now. We save it. And we can reload to see, watch it take effect in GrandOrgue. Like so. And say, yeah. So I will model now a few fixed combinations that I defined the old fashioned way. So I'll go to the, let's say a tutti first. For this organ, it's not really much, but we create it. And I call it tutti. This is a protected, means that the user cannot alter it. And I don't bother about the stops really. I will store the switches. And I can add all first and then remove the one I don't want to have there. And that should be enough. So I'll add that on the main panel. See it here. So I'll create an element of it. And I will override the text on it to be just T. You can have whatever you want to there, really, but I'll do that. And I will place it in row 100 and 10th column. So I forgot one thing. This is defined fine, but here on the general I must also state which state the switch will have when the combination is pushed, and by default it would be off, so I will have to change them all to on to be active, like so. And now we can save the organ. We reload it. And we have a tutti. Yeah. So that's it. We can make a fixed combination divisional too. For instance, just a full pedal that will activate both the subbas, and you could have it as a forte or whatever. So we do it like this, that we go to the pedal, add a new divisional, and we call it full pedal, and we add all the switches, and we state that they should be on, and this is protected. Okay, like so. And then we can add it to the panel. Let's see, here we have it. And I will override the text with an F, and we will place it in row 0 and column 10, like so. We save this and reload the organ in GrandOrgue. And we now have a working combination here. If I tried to set something else on it, it shouldn't work. So I try to set just the subbas and remove it and activate the full, and it still activates both the subbas and the, because this is a fixed combination that cannot be altered. So that's displaying a few of the combination features that you can use. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next screencast. Bye.